What's going down, 49er faithful? It's JD with Hawk Hater TV, and finally, the 49ers 2019 schedule was announced yesterday, along with the rest of the NFL schedule, and I'm hyped. I know everybody else is hyped, so I wanted to come on here and give you guys my thoughts, kind of break it down the way I see it, the way that the 49ers schedule shapes up this season. But before I do that, I just want to give you guys a quick little message. Please stay tuned to the end of this video because I have a couple little announcements, a little bit of news to share with you guys. So if you stick around to the end, you'll get to hear what that is. But let's get into this schedule, guys, because, man, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the schedule to drop, counting down the seconds. It finally came out, and in my opinion, it didn't disappoint. Of course, you know, as soon as the schedule dropped, I had a couple things that I was looking for right off the bat. The first thing was, who are we playing week one? Who are we opening the season against? And that so happens to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay with, fortunately, a 1:25 p.m. Pacific time start. It's a 4:25 p.m. kick over there in Florida. But, of course, that's East Coast time, so that's 1:25 p.m. here for the body clocks of the players of the 49ers. And that's huge because historically the 49ers struggle in those 10 a.m. games, and I'm very, very grateful that that first game of the year is not a 10 a.m. game for this team. I think that's going to pay huge dividends. I think the Niners got a break there, and I think that's a really good way to start off the season as opposed to a 10 a.m. game. You know, we'll see what happens, but not a bad way to start the year. Now, the second thing that I looked at was, when do we open at home? And for the first time in 22 seasons, the 49ers don't open at home until week 3 when they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's right, it's been since 1997 that the 49ers have opened on the road with 2 consecutive games. But it is what it is. The 49ers host the Pittsburgh Steelers in week 3 at Levi Stadium in their home opener, which is going to be Terrell Owens' Hall of Fame, or 49ers Hall of Fame induction ceremony that day. Huge deal to the faithful. I know I'm hyped for it because T.O. deserves it. And, of course, it's the home opener, man. It's a big deal. It's exciting. And the Steelers, you know, they're going to be a competitive team. It's going to be a good game. It's a nice home opener. It's not a primetime game. It's a, what do I have here? I wrote some notes down. It's a, what are we looking at? It's a 1:25 p.m. kickoff at Levi Stadium. Not bad. Later in the month of September 22nd, the home opener. So hopefully it won't be as warm. Hopefully the fans sitting in their seats at Levi's won't be as big of an issue because it's a little bit later in the month of September. And I think that's the next thing that I noticed with this schedule. The way that it is shook out, because traditionally they like to have the Niners have primetime games early on to start the schedule, mainly because the fans complain about the weather at Levi Stadium, and half the stadium is in the sun the entire time. And I've sat, you know, in Levi's during that time, and it's not comfortable. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's football, man. Sit in your seats, watch the game. But that's neither here nor there. But looking at this Niners schedule, week 1 at Tampa Bay, week 2 at Cincinnati, 10 a.m. game. Then week 3, we host the Steelers in the home opener and follow that up with a week 4 bye. You can see kind of what the NFL did there. They gave the Niners a later in the month first home game as opposed to a primetime game early on because they had other ideas for their primetime games. But I think the scheduling there is kind of interesting. I think that they're kind of catering to the Niner fans who complain about the weather at Levi Stadium with the way that schedule shakes out in the first 4 weeks. But a couple other things that I noticed just right off the gate. The next thing I look for is, when do we play the Seattle Seahawks? This channel is not called Hawk Hater TV for nothing. I cannot stand that raggedy-ass team up there in the Northwest. And I'm excited to say that the Niners host the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football in Week 10 on November 11th at Levi Stadium. It will be an absolutely electric atmosphere, and I'm hyped for it. That's one of the 2 games that I'm more hyped for than any other game on this schedule. Of course, the other game that Niner fans are looking forward to, myself included, is, when do we play the Cleveland Browns at home? And that just so happens to be Week 5 on Monday Night Football again against those Cleveland Browns. Now, the nice thing about this here, unfortunately, we have the bye week 4. Very early bye, not good. It downright sucks if you ask me. But if you look between it, between the lines, and you look at the parts of it that are, fortunate, I guess you could say. We have the week 4 bye, and then we don't play again until the following Monday. So not only do we get the bye week to prepare for the Cleveland Browns, who by all accounts should be a much improved team this year, we get the extra day as well, playing them on Monday Night Football. It's almost like the schedule makers there at NFL headquarters, want to make sure that the Niners are at their best, they're ready to go, and they don't want to have any mishaps like last year happened. Where the Niners had 5 primetime games and then, they had to flex them out because of injuries and whatnot. But I think they're giving the Niners every opportunity there to be at full strength and be prepared, for that big, huge game on Monday Night Football against the Cleveland Browns in Week 5 on, what's the date on that one? October 7th. Monday, October 7th, man. Cannot wait for that one. The next thing that I looked at is the other primetime game that we had, and we only have 3 this year. Kind of expected that number. We play at the Arizona Cardinals on Thursday Night Football on Halloween. Cool day to play a game. Thursday Night Football, going to be the only game on at that time because it's a Thursday divisional game, and that's the first time we play the Cardinals this year, and we got to look to finally snap that streak, and I can't wait for that game because, like I said, we got to beat them. I'm tired of losing to that squad. And I think that game in Week 9 at Arizona is going to be a huge one. Division game, you got to snap the streak, guys. You have to this year. The other games that I took notice of, if you look at the final 6 games on the 49ers schedule, absolutely brutal, man. It's a rough stretch for this team where you have the Niners hosting the Green Bay Packers in Week 12 at Levi's Stadium, 1:25 p.m. kickoff. The following week, they travel to Baltimore with a 10 a.m. kick. The week after that, Week 14, at New Orleans with another 10 a.m. kick. The Niners have struggled traditionally in 10 a.m. games, so that's going to be a rough little stretch there with 2 straight 10 a.m. games traveling on the road. Then we come back Week 15 on December 15th against the Atlanta Falcons with a 1:25 p.m. kick. Atlanta Falcons are no slouches, especially when they're healthy, man. They got bit by the injury bug last year, but they should be bouncing back this season. So that's going to be, a competitive game. Kyle Shanahan coaching against his former team. Tevin Coleman playing against his former team. Lots of storylines there. Looking forward to that one big time. Then Week 16, we host the Los Angeles Rams either on December 21st or December 22nd, depending. They're picking the 3 best games that week, however it shapes up, to play in a triple header that Saturday, December 21st. I think that the Niners have a really legit shot to be playing on December 21st if you look at the games that they're choosing from. But we'll see what happens late in the year. NFC West game, a lot to play for. Hopefully the Niners are healthy. Hopefully the Rams are healthy. And we get a really good game. I'm looking forward to it. And then we wrap up the season Week 17 at Seattle. A lot could be riding on that game. I mean, a lot could be riding on that game. And, of course, playing in Seattle is never an easy task. That's a really tough way to close out the regular season schedule. But again, you look at those last 6 games. Home versus the Packers, at the Baltimore Ravens, at the New Orleans Saints, home versus the Atlanta Falcons, home versus the Los Angeles Rams, and at the Seattle Seahawks. By far, in my opinion, the toughest stretch of the schedule, and it's our last 6 games as we head, hopefully, into the postseason. Those are the things that really caught my attention right away. The schedule, it has its peaks and valleys and highs and lows. Overall, I like it. I'm not going to say the Niners got screwed in any way. I don't think that they did. They only have, 4 10 a.m. games this year. Not a big, not terrible. The Oakland Raiders got 7 10 a.m. games. Absolutely brutal for them, a West Coast team traveling to the Eastern time zone. Fortunately, the Niners don't have to deal with that. But I'm excited, guys. I'm hyped up. So I'm going to go ahead and run through the entire schedule real quick. Week 1, we're at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Week 2, we play at the Cincinnati Bengals, 10 a.m. kickoff. Week 3, we host the Pittsburgh Steelers. Week 4, a bye week. I hate those early byes, guys. Week 5, though, we play the Cleveland Browns on Monday Night Football, so we get extra time to prepare for them. Week 6, we are at the Los Angeles Rams, 1:05 p.m. kickoff down there in L.A. Gonna be a good one, NFC West rivalry. Week 7, we are at the Washington Redskins, 10 a.m. game. Niners playing against Reuben Foster for the first time. Lots of storylines there. Week 8, we're back home against the Carolina Panthers, 1:05 p.m. kickoff. Week 9, again, that Thursday night game on Halloween against the Arizona Cardinals, looking to snap that streak. Week 10, that Seattle Seahawks Monday Nighter, guys, on November 11th. The awesome part about that one, we play the Cardinals the week before on Thursday Night Football. Then we get kind of the mini bye there in between, playing the Cardinals on Thursday night and, going all the way ahead 10 or 11 days later, 12 days later, playing the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football. Going to give this team a lot of rest, get this team, extra time to prepare to beat those damn Seahawks. I tell you guys, I think that's actually going to pay dividends for this team at that point of the season. Then Week 11, we play at home against Arizona, 1:05 p.m. kickoff. Week 12, we play the Green Bay Packers at home at Levi Stadium, 1:25 p.m. Week 13, we are at the Baltimore Ravens, 10 a.m. game. Week 14, we are at the New Orleans Saints, 10 a.m. game. That's going to be a big one for sure. New Orleans is going to be, as competitive as ever. Week 15, we're back home against the Atlanta Falcons. Week 16, we host the Los Angeles Rams at home, either on December 21st or 22nd. And they said that by Week 8, they will announce which day the Niners will be playing that game. And then Week 17, we wrap up the regular season schedule against the Seattle Seahawks. Overall, guys, very excited about this schedule. Cannot wait. And now I want to give you guys a little bit of news. First thing, a little bit of housekeeping real quick. I put out a video recently announcing that I was going to be giving away 2 tickets to the 49ers draft party. Look for that this weekend. If you commented on that video, you're in the running. If you haven't yet, go look at it. Drop a comment down below. Let me know you're interested in attending the 49ers draft party at Pier 35 in San Francisco, and you will be in the running to win 2 free tickets. $0. Totally free. Just comment. I'll put the link to the video down below in the description box, and you can take a look there. Now, the other little announcement that I wanted to give you guys, and it's the biggest reason why I'm excited about this schedule. I got season tickets, boys. So I'm going to be at every single 49er home game at Levi Stadium this year, and you know that I am absolutely juiced for that, man. Cannot wait. I haven't had season tickets since Candlestick Park. I had them the last 5 years at the Stick, and I thought it was time. I thought it was time to pull the trigger. Got season tickets again. Cannot wait, and I plan on bringing you guys a lot of good content at those games. I want to do something different. I'm going to give you guys kind of a look at the games from a fan's perspective, show you guys the tailgates, show you guys the in-game atmosphere. I'm going to be doing a lot of periscopes on Twitter. A lot of live broadcasts and whatnot. Looking forward to it. I'll have more details on all of that when the season gets closer. But, guys, the schedule dropped. The draft is in a week. Absolutely hyped for that. Please be on the lookout for my draft preview video coming here in a couple of days. And, of course, as always, I will have my draft reactions to every single 49ers pick. Those tend to be favorites of a lot of you guys that watch my videos. So those will be coming. You will see my reactions to every single 49ers pick. With that, guys, that's all that I have right now. I'm hyped. It's only April. I mean, come on. I cannot wait for football to get here, guys. But until next time, be on the lookout for some videos here coming soon. And again, comment on that last video if you want to win 2 free tickets to the 49ers draft party. But I will catch you guys later. It's JD with Hawk Hater TV.